Don't sleep at the table. Just don't put me on the screen, Sam. Just don't put
You're
me
not on the screen, neither am I. Starts with,
Start with Diaz.
I couldn't think of his name.
That was me.
Hey,
Sometimes it comes
you
out,
want
I
to
can't think of
mention
people's names.
you need to be fully vaccinated for the tailgate, the Dallas tailgate. You have to have your vaccination card, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
The rule goes on January 3rd.
Okay. Well, that's only for indoors.
Xfinity Live is going to require it.
You're going to be out there.
I know.
I got mine.
I got mine.
Me too.
Yeah, so you guys don't have a booster yet?
I got mine last week.
Boost.
The booster? The booster didn't bother me. The second one, I was told my
You know what? You know. You thought it was the other reason?
We're going live in 2 weeks. Okay.
Side chatter.
Chirping.
I don't think so. Can you hear that?
Oh, this is great. We got Kyle in the studio.
I don't have to deal with Jansen to
Can
win.
you turn on the light that's above?
It's about like guilty. You never had that on before.
Y'all being very needed tonight.
So just make sure you let me know when we're doing the return music. Just let me know when I'm hot. I'm good, and I'll start talking. But sometimes Jansen forgets to do that.
What does Kyle know what number it's usually on? For the speaker?
That works.
Ask Kyle what number it's on.
What number is it on for the speaker? Sam wants to know.
Like,
35 for commercials, 20 while we're live.
like a cue ball. Wesley, all over the place.
Turn us. Turn myself up. Like that. Good right there. Right there.
Item 21, is that
35 and 20. 20 while we're live. 35.
I stand up. I just stand up.
I would be surprised if he didn't. I think everybody was just hitting the read.
I feel good now. Real good.
6 o'clock and no Dave. Yeah, we've had him.
He's been here before.
He's engaged. He's a changed man.
Hey, I love the check. I love it. Because the check for a start.
She does.
She's going to get to the project. When it's a project, I will lose it.
You weren't in that email to make sure the checks were written up.
But I normally, when he gives me that one way, because I normally put the project because I've lost it.
Stand by. Together as one big family, tailgate and road trip. All the guys from Green Legion are bringing the tailgate to the airways. Women, Alex Thomas, Michael Diaz, and Chris Sack always keep the party going. So grab a beer, take a shot, and join the virtual tailgate now. Green Legion. You are hot.
Good evening, Philadelphia. Welcome to another edition of the Green Legion Radio Players Show here on Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 in Philadelphia. Please rate, review, subscribe, download the show on iTunes and Google Play by searching for Green Legion Radio, where the simplest thing to do is just download that iHeartRadio app. And you can listen to us anywhere, crystal clear, worldwide. I'm Chris Sack. I'm your host this evening, in place of Craig Quimby. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego Shanaski? Which we have no idea where he is at. The bomb was dropped on us on Sunday morning that we would be setting up the show.
Why would we know? Don't ask us. We only work with them.
We only work a professional podcast, a professional radio show, and that's how we do things here. Tonight on the Players Show, we will welcome alongside us, I'm going to say Philadelphia Eagles offensive lineman. I'd like to call him a guard, but he's played some tackle too in both his college and professional days. Jack Driscoll will be joining us alongside his scooter. Yes. He is in a scooter, so Tank, you might have to scoot over. We might have to put him at the end of the table in the second hour, but he will join us between 7 and 8.
I can make that.
Listen, I don't know what I look forward to most, having him on in the second hour, Jack Driscoll, or just the fact that we might have Tank sitting right next to Eagles insider Jason Madaro whenever Spuds decides to show up.
I'm going to move as far away from that confrontation as possible.
You have no choice. Everybody can see you on the webcam on our StreamYard and knows that right now, apparently you seem lonely. Sitting by yourself. But there's Sam. Sam is joining us as well. Sam is producing this evening alongside myself.
Thanks,
Sam, how are
Kyle.
you?
Thanks, Kyle.
Actually, you can thank John Jansen, Timmy O'Keefe, and Sean Brace for the simple fact that we don't have Slash for this evening. Sitting alongside Sam tonight is
International Booster Day.
yes, it's everybody at the Gambler is getting the booster today, apparently. Sitting alongside Sam this evening is Michael Shut Up Diaz. Michael Diaz, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. I haven't had any bourbon yet, so I'll be coherent, and we're going to have a
Are we
great
going to
show.
keep it that way for the whole show, or what's the anticipation?
We'll see how it
here?
goes. We'll see how you do, and if Quimby calls us in the middle of the show or not. That will have a big bear.
100%.
Do you know this UFC fighter?
We're talking Eagles football here. We're coming off a win. It looks like the playoffs are in the future. We're going to get to all that, so feeling pretty good. Good holiday weekend. Let's have a good show.
Absolutely. And then at the very end of the table, and we've already discussed just a little bit with him, but number 78, your program, number 1 of your hearts, Hollis Tank Thomas. What's up, big dog?
You know, I like how you blame
Well, you know I had to mention it.
Well, I'm not sure about him. He just was like, well, I'm trying to go to football. He said nothing of the sort.
When Diaz goes outside to smoke a cigarette during one of our breaks and he gets choked out by a rear naked chokehold, we know who did it.
Listen, everyone comes to me. They know I know football and basketball inside out. But UFC, I'm a little
Who the hell is coming to you for either of that?
I don't see what's I just assumed that you were some spot tips or something.
Oh, that's good. That's good too.
All right, just a couple Green Legion announcements here. Number one, looking forward to this Sunday's show on the bus as we head down to our nation's capital to watch our Philadelphia Eagles take on the Washington football team. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Tank and myself will be joined alongside Quimby if he does come back from wherever he is from. We'll be doing it from the bus like you guys were doing for the Eagles-Jets game a few weeks ago.
Yeah, so
Perfect reception.
It's perfect reception, but we will be going in a different direction. We headed towards the capital, so we had to talk about that. So we're going to be going down 95 instead of the opposite direction of the turnpike.
This should be interesting. Nonetheless, it's going to be a great show. It's going to be my birthday show on Sunday. My wife is going to be there, my best friend. We're going to have a lot of fun heading on down to Washington, D.C., and we're going to be sitting in a club box suite Now, listen, be careful about that because they've had some
problems, some plumbing issues in the club
some
area.
septic pipes have burst in a couple of those. Hopefully, they're not setting us up for failure. Being in the club.
That's not so easy for us to get out.
Possibly, we'll have to run that by Quimby.
I just stand on the bus.
Also, make sure you guys sign up for our final home tailgate of the season by going to greenlegion.com. Eagles Cowboys on Sunday, January 9th. As of right now, it's slated for 1 o'clock. But is NBC feeling frisky and wanting to move the Eagles' final game of the season to Sunday Night Football again? Because right now there is no Sunday Night Football game slated for that day. Now, here are the other options that you could have outside of Eagles Cowboys, who the Eagles might be vying for a playoff spot, and the Cowboys might be looking to lock up the number 2 seed. Pittsburgh, Baltimore, San Francisco, and the Rams, New England, Miami.
I'll speak for Quimby. Hell no. We don't want another night game. That sounds a little too.
No, that sounded like Tank.
That sounded more Tank.
Yeah, that was
That's
actually
right.
Slash's version of Tank.
That was a little more trying to be Mr. T. You pity him.
You pity him. No doubt about it. Nonetheless, guys, regardless of if the game is at 1, 4:25, 4:05, or 8:20 that night, all you can eat and drink for 4 hours, including the Green Legion Radio pregame show. Make sure you guys are there for it. It's going to be an awesome time.
Last one of the year. Last one of the season.
Yeah.
At home, that is.
At home. Well, hey, listen, we might have a Green Legion road playoff game, which the options right now, the bevy of options. I mean, Dallas, the Rams, Arizona.
They're all good.
They're all good. They're all good. Tampa could be there too. So bring your vaccination card too. Diaz, you said.
That's right. Well, the Philadelphia indoor vaccine mandate is going into effect on Monday, the 3rd.
Even though we'll be outdoors.
We will be
at
outdoors with
Live.
Xfinity Live. It's
an indoor facility. Just make sure that you have it.
We'll be outside, but in fairness to them, I mean, they're not going to. Are you indoor? Are you outdoor? Are you staying in? You're staying out. They're just going to make it easy for them. It just makes a whole lot of sense. So, whether it's a good idea or bad idea, that's the rules, and we're going to follow them.
Now, I know we get people that sign up closer to game day. Connie or Diaz, do you guys know how many we're sitting at right now? Signed up for the.
I do not know off the top. I mean, we've got plenty of room as of now.
Right.
We got, 10 days?
The closer we get to game day, the more people are going to sign up.
I think we sell out at like 700
And that's
spots.
all people need is for you to be there for them to show up.
Sam doing nothing on January 9th for our Green Legion tailgate.
Exactly.
Affecting our Christmas bonuses. Well, Diaz.
Thank you, Tim.
Stop it.
Green Legion Radio is also brought to you by Bud Light, Stateside Vodka, MCS Residential, and MCS Custom Cabinetry. Did you guys see the photos of the work that they did on my house with our bathroom and laundry room and the new walk-in pantry? Unbelievable work from top to bottom with Len and Greg at the top, and then our workers at the house, Ed and Tay, the plumbers, the electricians. Derek was there for a few days. Unbelievable. I cannot speak highly enough about MCS Construction.
And you have this guy.
I get 10% off by mentioning the Green Legion. And Diaz is going to post those photos on the Green Legion
They're
social
scheduled
media.
for tomorrow.
Yep, he's going to put those out so everybody can see. Well, no, you saw them, but he's going to post them on the Green Legion page. So make sure you guys check those out, and then make sure you guys hit them up, 484-202-3656 or mcspa-inc.com. Thank you.
Last tailgate, some of the Legionnaires got a bunch of stateside vodka in them. A couple of them being carried out.
Oh, no. I did not see
I
this.
say you got to go look at the.
Are we naming names?
Go look at the thread on
The Green Legion Legend page?
Yeah, messages.
Oh, man.
On this message. Apparently somebody's like, they put stateside vodka. No, they were strong. I was like, they put something special in that drink. They put this special like alcohol. But a few people only had 2 or 3 stateside vodka cranberries, and they had to be helped to the car.
Well, it's like they did in The Hangover. You added roofing to our drinks. No one's going to roof your drinks. All right, the next sip, Cavs Restaurants, Delilah's, City Fitness Philadelphia, Echelon Health and Fitness, Bucks County Baseball Company, the King of Prussia Diner, Cherry Hill Triplex, Dave Russo's State Farm, and Twin Spires. Download the app. Now legal in New Jersey as well. So New Jersey and Pennsylvania, deposit $10 and get $250 worth in free bets after you make that play. And the Fin, of course, where we're broadcasting to you live every Tuesday from 6 to 8 for the Players Show, the Green Legion Radio Players Show. And this was given to me by Jeff.
Yes.
Coming up, make sure you guys sign up for the New Year's Eve party here at the Fin. prefix dinner, $95 per person. 2 seatings at 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. New Year's Eve party, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Stay for the celebratory champagne toast to ring in 2022. $35 cover charge includes champagne with live DJ. And then I'll get more to this card later on. It's called a tease in the radio industry.
Yes.
That way you guys know what kind of food the chef's going to be working up for you that evening.
That was quite professional.
It's called delicious.
I try my best.
I'll be here.
You know what else is professional and what else is the best? Tank time. Tank. It's your time, obviously. Let's hear how many of these puppies we have remaining.
You know that today is December 28th, 2021. 362nd day of the year. There's only 3 puppies remaining. In events today, I go back to 1849 when M. Jelly Bullen, Bellin, he actually, you know what he did? He figured out by accident how to do dry cleaning. He wasted a lamp. Back then they did turpentine and oil in a lamp.
Okay.
And he wasted it on his clothes, and he noticed that it actually. So he ended up having it as a dry cleaning.
Rich man right there.
Yes, in 1905, the Intercollegiate Athletic Association of the United States, which later in 1910 became the NCAA, was founded. 1945, the Pledge of Allegiance was recognized by Congress. I don't know if you guys are old enough to be doing the Pledge of Allegiance.
Absolutely.
We did. Yes, we did.
Throughout grade school, I did the Pledge of Allegiance. In 1969, is Mike Clark attempted to kick an onside kick. I put this in there, especially for one of those Cowboy fans. He attempted to kick an onside kick versus the Cleveland Browns. Guess what happened? Totally missed. It's in the all-time problems.
Wait, he missed the
He
kick.
totally missed the kick.
He like Charlie
Totally
Brown
missed
did?
it. The first time ever. In 1997, I put this in here for my boy Rodney. Sting beat Hollywood Hulk Hogan for the WCW Heavyweight Championship.
Nice.
In 2008, on this very day, quarterback by one. What's the guy's name on ESPN? The quarterback guy I hate.
Matt Hasselbeck?
No.
Trent Dilfer?
Oh, Dan Orlovsky.
Yes, in 2008, guess what happened today?
He ran out the back of the end zone.
No. This was the last game on that first ever NFL 16 season. They was the last game in NFL history. Today is also National Chocolate Day, and it's National Pledge Allegiance Day. And today's birthdays is Steve Van Buren,
Yes.
Stan Lee,
Nice.
Denzel Washington, one of my former teammates, Bobby Taylor. Today's Bobby Taylor's birthday.
Great day for birthdays.
Seth Meyers, and John Legend.
Wow, that's a great day.
Yes, it is.
It's a great day.
Today I'm going to mention that last time that when I was playing, the first time that we had a game against, it was the Redskins, but when we played against them, they had one of those trumpet things with Mark Carrier, Bruce Smith, and all those guys. Deion Sanders, and all those guys. And this was really one of those coming out points for Dr. McNabb. I don't know if you remember when he scrambled and led us to victory to get us into 12.
Yeah.
This reminded me of that exact same thing. So I'm looking for David Hershey. I think he might be himself after more of the human highlight reel in number 12, rather Cunningham. So I'm looking forward to playing the football team, and it's actually in the same place. It's at the stadium, so it's going to be a great evening.
Tank, just remember, number 5 will always love you.
Yeah, we will always love you. And you know, see all those banners up there, those second place banners. We're responsible for that, and don't you forget it.
All right, so just keep in mind, guys, in the second hour, yet again, we're going to have Eagles offensive lineman Jack Driscoll joining us. I was texting with him this morning. He's excited to join us here tonight. He was checking. He's like, "Hey, is this compatible? I'm still on the scooter." And I was like, "Yeah, we're first floor accessible. We'll get you taken care of." So we might have to switch up the seats at the end of the table. We'll figure that out when we get there.
Yeah, but I've been wanting to do the kid for quite some time. I kind of followed his football career. He transferred to Auburn, right?
Yep. Yes.
Yeah, but he had already finished 4 years at what school?
He had 3 years at UMass.
3 years, yeah.
And then 2 years at Auburn.
Yeah.
And then what's the school that he did not go to in place of UMass when he came out of high school?
I don't know, was it Alabama?
Army.
Oh, Army, yes, yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, so he had a
He's a
choice
smart
between
guy,
UMass
that
and
means,
Army.
yeah.
So
It'll be good to have an offensive lineman on. I mean, I love all the defensive players that we've had, safeties and linebackers and linemen. It's great. But having an offensive lineman, we haven't had one
So Jordan Love.
Yes, I guess.
What's the strength of this team?
The offensive line. Yeah.
So
We got a lot of questions.
Yeah, we got a lot of questions.
I want to ask about Stalin.
Yeah, I have that on the run sheet. Check it out. We're going to do the second segment of this because we do Kaja. We do Kick-Ass Jackass in the last segment of the show. But before that, I want to do In the Trenches with Jack Driscoll. And I'm going to ask him questions based off of who would this be as a member of the offensive line. So we're going to have some fun with Jack with that. I know Diaz. And if you guys have any that come up outside of what I have on the run sheet, write them down, or we can just ad-lib them. We'll just have some fun. All right? So, guys, let's talk a little bit about the Eagles-Giants game. Not a very pretty first half for the Birds, or either team for that matter. Completely ugly. 3-3 game at halftime. Then the Eagles decide to show up and play in the second half. This seems to become a trend. This is something that we're not going to be able to do when we start playing upper echelon teams, whether it's Dallas playing for something in week 18 or once we get into the playoffs. But we came out firing. Boston Scott, 3-yard rushing touchdown, 37-yard field goal by Jake Elliott, 4-yard receiving touchdown for Devontae Smith, 5-yard receiving touchdown for Lane Johnson, 29-yard interception return from good friend of the program, Alex Singleton. Before you know it, the Eagles are up 34-3. Besides the fact that the Giants are just a pathetic football team, what else did we learn from this game? Diaz.
You said it really quickly. We can't do this against better teams, but overall, the season has been a success. I thought they were going to be 7-10. They already got to 8 wins. It's better than what we expected. But that said, your expectations kind of change a little bit.
Correct.
3-3 at halftime. The Giants are a mess of a team. They have nothing at the quarterback position. They have injuries all over.
No, they have a giraffe.
I don't want to be negative, but it's you kind of. Why is it taking this so long for them to kind of kick it in gear? We said last week Jalen hadn't played in 3 weeks, and I don't know. Fine, whatever. You got to score more than 3 points.
But at the same right, this is the division team. And I said during the pregame show that it was going to be a little rougher than the thing, especially coming out because Coach Jeff is still pissed off about that. What Dylan was losing the football team last year and then get into the playoffs and not there. So he's going to come out. His defense was not all there, but the core part of it was there. So you knew that they were going to. I was happy that we were able to go in and make the adjustments which we need to do, which we need to make, and still come out and put our foot in their rough. Because when you have a team that's this young, a lot of times they'll tuck their tail and then turn into a bigger fist fight than they should be. And they came out, they went in, and the coach explained to them what was going on. They adjusted and they made the corrections. And they came back after you saw what they could do. Now, playing against a really good team, you might find yourself down a little bit more. But if your defense continues to play the way they play, even though I feel like we're hamstrung because we don't have a coach that's going to test the market, so to speak. In the gamble, it's like you're not going to give up a big play, but you go up against these other teams, and you get to see, go up against good teams, because the thing they don't break that crap, it's not going to work in the playoffs. Because those guys are in the upper echelon of red zone offense. So it'll be interesting to see them.
All right. How about we do this? Let's carry on in the next segment here. Okay. Greater Philadelphia Health Action, GPHA, providing medical, dental, behavioral health, pharmacy, and child development services for over 50 years. Full family care for the entire family, prenatal, pediatrics, adults, specialty services, and more. COVID-19 vaccine and testing available. 11 locations throughout Philadelphia, over 85,000 patients. Telehealth and on-site appointments available. Schedule an appointment today, 1-888-296-GPHA. Website for more information on services and a complete listing of locations, www.gphainc.org. Coming up in our second segment here in our first hour, we're going to talk a little bit more about the Eagles-Giants game, and we're going to dive into the NFL playoff picture, which is unbelievable right now. We're going to have some fun talking about that right here on the Green Legion Radio Players Show, right here on 102.5 Fox Sports The Gambler. We'll be right back right after this. Thank you, sir.
Where? All right. Where? I need a burp.
Spuds.
You got it covered?
He doesn't want to get made fun of
He's
tonight.
supposed to be here at 6.
What?
Maybe you thought it was tomorrow.
That's not even funny.
I know. He can't be.
It is from the expressway right now, eastbound Southbound 42 lane accident. Also,
You know how many minutes we have between?
No, I know.
Like 3 minutes.
Okay.
Is it 3 minutes every
It's like, no, it's like 4 minutes, 3.5 minutes, 5 minutes. There's different.
How much time do we have left? We had 2:20.
Kyle and I are texting the whole time. He's like, all right, turn this one down, turn that one down.
But like, you have to talk. We're going to split these up too. We're going to want to split this all up too. Individually. Yeah. You did last week.
Suffering through that first quarter, second quarter. I'm okay.
For right now, thank you.
But always,
Ooh, seafood cafe, 149.
Not a radio app from iHeartRadio reached the customers that will make 2022 a successful year. iHeartRadio.com is the fast support that can create a customized app for your business. Just answer a few questions and get your commercial on the air. Start 2022 off and put the power of radio just for your business at iHeartRadio.com. CarRadio.com is having a year-end blowout sale with the largest inventory in the region, including many trucks. Hurry to one of the multiple locations or CarRadio.com. They're so thankful for our pleasing customers. This year-end blowout sale is going on now through December 31st. CarRadio.com.
Let me know when he says.
1 minute.
Yeah, I can hear that. Yeah, tell me when he says 10 seconds if I miss it.
Oh, yeah.
So I go.
Slash, just let me know when we have 10 seconds so I can have Princess over here take care of this food.
Five, 10 seconds.
Jerry? You said 10 seconds.
What the hell?
You're up.
You know, if Quimby wasn't listening to the show, actually, I hope he is listening to the show because right now he would know that the Hooters are playing on our show, and that would not make him happy.
Well, then that makes me happy. I was going to complain, but
If
you know,
we get a text message right now, that Slash is fine.
the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Can he fire Slash when he's in the studio?
If there's a way, he'll figure it out.
Well, he hasn't fired you yet. so-
No. I might get through this whole show. We'll see, though.
I don't know. I might fire you. Welcome back for the second segment here in our first hour here on the Green Legion Radio Players Show, live at the Finn down here off of 1000 Frankfurt, number 1. You got that this time?
I got that.
You got it?
Right by the
It
Fillmore.
used to be Mad Rex, right down here by the Fillmore. Make sure you guys come on down and grab something to eat and enjoy the Players Show. Jack Driscoll will be here taking pictures, signing autographs. This should be an interesting group photo of Green Legion Radio with Jack Driscoll. He's going to be in a scooter.
Yeah, the biggest guy we've had on the show, and he's going to be
Is he going to dwarf tank like Jordan Mailata did?
I'm saying this year. Yeah, Mailata's a big guy.
That's it.
He's big as a struck on.
Not like our friend, who was it last
Jake
week?
Fromm, that
Jake
small
Fromm,
hands, the
yeah.
baby
Small hands
hands.
smell like cabbage. Connie.
All right, side chat.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah,
We're good.
side chat.
We'll listen to you.
All right, so guys, getting back into the Eagles-Giants game, okay? Yeah, Tank, I want to get back to what you were talking about before we did go to break, because I was thinking it, and I'm glad that you said it. What I do appreciate with this team this season is the halftime adjustments that this coaching staff seems to make. Because we've had some bad first halves here, okay? But the second half is where this team tends to come to life.
Right.
You've been in many locker rooms, 15 years in the NFL, 10 with the Eagles, playing for Coach Reed and Sean Payton. What goes on during those? Really, it's like 15 minutes, maybe 10, 15 minutes. You guys are in the locker room. Like, what kind of adjustments can the coaching staff really make in that short amount of time? And is it something that they've been thinking up over the course of the first half, and then they say, "Hey, this is what we're going to do in the second half"? Or what kind of adjustments are actually being made while you guys are in the locker room? Is it like groups, like the defensive line is together?
Well, this is what happens is when they first come down, the defense coordinator and offensive coordinator, they're on different sides. They start writing things on the board. It happened in the first half that we made adjustments for already because there's a lot of guys up in the booth with them, but they're starting when something hits us, they get it right on. And so they put it up on the board. You get with your position coaches for a hot second. He'll say what happened, what we need to do, and how we need to come out. And then Jeff double hit it, so turn around. This is what happened. You get killed on this, get killed on that. You're gonna switch to this, switch to that. We're gonna see if that works. Sometimes we're not gonna be able to blitz all the time. We might have to line up strike, and a man will go back. And then we go back out.
So, like, say if some teams, their offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, they're up in the booth.
Right.
Do they come down in the locker room during halftime, or they go back up?
Yeah, they go back. That's what I'm saying.
It's gonna be a quick elevator.
Well, yeah, because it's a special elevator. So Jim was one of the offensive defense coordinators that like to be on the side, like to be down there amongst the action. He has guys, everybody's connected through the headsets. He has guys up there, and one of the things that I love about our coaching staff was they listened to the players and what we told them about what we were getting when we were out
What
there.
you were experiencing.
Well, yeah, on the field, while we're out there, on the field, and I did like the fact that sometimes we come in that last thing wouldn't, I think, would work because I guess I was one of the weirdos that watched on the film and know to do some of the different nuances that we work as far as when they put stuff to work, or what we can use to get back up real quick. Or I would go talk to the guys in the people's mind and see, do we need to move it or do we need to just stay on it and try to move fast?
Is it like that? So when you first get in the locker room, is that where you guys separate into defense and offense? And
Right.
I'm assuming special teams
Well,
gets together, or is that like does it?
we're all trust me, we're all on the team. So it's
But does the head coach?
The locker room is already separated before we get there. It's already set up with chairs for the starters and the players that play. They have us in the chairs like up front, so we'll know what's going on.
So after you guys meet as offense and defense, is that when the head coach addresses the team as a
Because
whole?
somebody comes in and said 2 minutes.
And then that's when he might
That's when I said, shut your mouth, please.
when he went for the Gipper before you guys go back out to the field.
Well, there's no different speeches. It's like basically you got your instruction. You be right there, or we need to come back. But the one thing that does go down and I think that everybody should attest to most times you get those ones more for the different speech. That's not. That's the obvious time. We have to win for each other, and so we live to fight another day. And if we don't win this, we'll be at home sit.
Like Diaz's fantasy team.
Yeah. This is the fantasy season of hell, number 2. This COVID thing.
That was my segue to bring you in.
Yeah, thank you. Your question was, like what takeaways from the Giants. I have 2. One's kind of bigger macro, and one's a little macro. Is really, coming into the season, especially the not so good first press conference from head coach Nick Sirianni. We know that he never was a head coach at any level before.
Doug had a bad press conference.
That's right.
Charlie Manuel had a bad press conference.
Oh yeah, we didn't like Charlie until they freaking won.
People didn't like Andy Reid's press conference.
Oh yeah,
his first one.
I don't care
we
about the press
overanalyze so much of that. But
yes,
go ahead.
But the whole point of this season, at least from the coaching, they're going to make mistakes. They're going to make errors. They're going to make adjustments. But at this time of the year, forget about the whole playoff race. Are the players still bought in, still playing for them hard?
Big time.
And they are. No, they are.
They are. No, he wasn't.
But if it's like something like an Urban Meyer situation, you're like, all right, they're not believing in it.
Why we bring up? Let me back there. It's like Urban Meyer. I thought he was back there with his things.
He might be.
Urban Meyer's-
He's got a lot of time on
Urban
his
Meyer's
hands.
going to get a lap dance at Delilah's wedding. So
I don't know. They're not going to pay him.
So I think we have a coach. I don't know if he's going to be the greatest head coach of all
I agree
time,
with you.
but I feel confident in him and the staff that
He's the best
made.
of the new coaches.
That's right.
I just don't like
Agreed. But big picture, I think we got a head coach.
Big picture wise, I think I kind of I like him off the rip. I just like the fact that he never paid attention to any of our off-filter killing them, so to speak. Because we were, the press we were killing with all of this off-filter stuff. As you can see, I still got my flower.
You're still rocking it.
I'm still rocking the flower because we haven't lost without it. So he's still rocking the flower.
Well, we lost the chance.
But
He wasn't wearing it.
I wasn't wearing the flower.
Oh, you weren't?
No.
I was in Panama.
Oh, that's right.
I was galvanizing the
Pillaging, that's what they call it. I like it. My second thing, though, is because you kind of glossed over this when you were recapping the game here.
Yeah.
A 4-yard receiving touchdown for Devontae Smith. Listen, that was more than just he makes a highlight play every single game, and they don't even use him that much.
Listen, I glossed over Lane Johnson catching
That was a
first
special
offensive lineman to catch a touchdown for the Eagles since 2010.
special
Tom
moment.
Harris.
But listen, the play that he made, you couldn't really tell, in live time, but seeing the replay, the body control of him, man. He just makes a highlight play every single week. I think we got a long-term answer at that receiver.
The ability to see you got good. I played also earlier in the game too on the sideline. Go back and look at
yeah.
Like you said, a lot of times he does something and he does something towards the sideline. It's highlight worthy. Because that one was, and the fact that they had to
Check it twice.
re-review their review. It was funny as hell. I was listening to probably the debate on Burrow and Mike Quick. They were saying they have to re-review their review because they reviewed it initially and they said it was no touchdown. But then the book was like, the young was like, yeah, look at this again. Because it was a touchdown. You couldn't make
It was something like out of Saturday Night Live. Well, we need to review this. Well, let's go into the review. How did you review their review?
we need to review.
Most things,
Double secret review.
most things with officiating in sports can become a Saturday Night Live skit for
Oh
sure.
my God.
So, guys, the playoff race is now interesting because the Eagles are holding the 7th seed in the NFC, and if the season were to end today, which it doesn't, but let's just speak hypothetically, they'd be in line for a matchup with the Dallas Cowboys in the first round. But here's what needs to happen this weekend in order for the Eagles to clinch a playoff spot. First, they need to handle their business in Washington. All right, so they got to win that game down in Washington, D.C. against the Will You Teach Me to Football team.
I say the WTF-WFT.
That's a good one, too.
They made forfeit. I don't know if you saw the game against.
Oh, man. Yo,
We'll get to that.
I was watching that for sure. We could dive into that with Jack. In the next hour.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun. Minnesota needs to lose, but that's on Sunday Night Football. But they need to lose to Green Bay this Sunday night. So an Eagles win, Minnesota losing to Green Bay on Sunday Night Football, and then you either need a San Francisco win over the Houston Texans, which isn't – Houston just beat the Chargers, and they beat the brakes off of them. And then you look at San Francisco, too. They just lost Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, it's pretty much the injury where the ligament tears off at the top of your thumb. That's what Utley had the one year where he was sliding back in the second base. But he also has a fracture on top of that. He's going to try and play. I don't know how that's possible. Yes, it's on his thumb. But they haven't tried him out.
But no, he can.
And then Trey Lance might be starting that game. And the kid, is it Mills? The starting quarterback is Davis?
Davis Mills.
Davis Mills, yeah.
He was the number one quarterback in this class. Yeah.
Speaking of long necks, him and Mike Lennon are competing against one another for that. So you need San Francisco to win against Houston, or New Orleans has to lose to the Carolina Panthers. And Carolina is dreadful right now. So you need to hope that San Francisco shows up and gets that W against Houston. We can clinch a playoff spot, and then looking at next week, let's look at the rest of the NFL playoff picture here. Okay, we're going to hard on the NFC. Right now, Green Bay is the top seed, 12-3.
Right.
They have Minnesota this Sunday night, and then they have Detroit in the final week of the season. Dallas is holding down the 2 seed right now. The Rams have the 3 seed. Buccaneers have the 4 seed, and then you have Arizona. If there's any team in the NFC that you want to see right now, it's Arizona. It's Arizona. They're completely falling apart for the second year in a row, but this year, at least they clinched a playoff spot before that happened.
Well, you kind of don't want you to see that they put it all together.
Where they get it right against?
Where they get it right against. You know, it's going to happen at some point. So they're going to get hot at right.
But it's becoming a trend now. They've been collapsing the last couple of years down the stretch.
What last couple of weeks down the stretch. It's going to be interesting to see how they put this thing together. And the other part of this too is the teams you have mentioned that are all in the playoffs already. You have to look at this. Pretty much only one game or some type of get the schedule thing to separate them. If say Green Bay goes out and lose, then everybody's suffering before. And so that's what I was saying at the end. The Green Bay, everybody's still in one game behind Green Bay. Green Bay
Yeah.
They'll be trying to fight for the bye week. So it's going to be these last weeks. It's going to be extremely interesting.
The important thing for us here with the Green Legion Radio, though, is that someone knocks down. I don't want to go to Dallas. So the Eagles make the playoffs, 17, maybe even the 16, but say 17.
They could get to the 16, right?
I'd like to go to Tampa or LA or Arizona. I don't want to go to Dallas, not because I'm afraid of Dallas, just Dallas sucks. And those other cities, Scottsdale in January sounds lovely.
You know, that was
So
your
does Santa
final
Monica.
moment right there. Because Quibi is going to have to try and sell trips going down to Dallas for a playoff game, and you're saying that Dallas sucks.
No, we'll still go. I'll still have a good time.
You're not going.
Scottsdale, LA.
If everybody else goes,
That would be, no matter where that goes, a Diaz-less trip is a less fun trip. I think we go.
Yes, this trip would be awesome.
So the teams that are still, it's all good, man. Now, the teams that are still alive on the outside looking in, Minnesota, the Falcons, the Saints, and the football team. So right now, the only team, like we hit on the tiebreaker over the Falcons and the Saints, and the Washington football team, if we beat them this weekend, regardless, they're going to be eliminated this weekend if we beat them as well. And then let's look over at the AFC real fast.
Okay.
So the AFC playoff picture is jam-packed. There's 13 teams that are still alive. 13 teams. You look at the top, Kansas City, right now, red hot. I mean, this reminds me, Tank, some of those Eagles teams that you guys went on to the NFC title games.
Right.
It reminds me of a couple of those teams, like 2002, 2003. Didn't get off to great starts, but you guys got hot right when you needed to peak towards the end of the season. That's what Kansas City's doing right now. It's like it's a typical Andy Reid team.
Well, no, it's the way that things go now. Teams use kind of like the beginning of the season it's their preseason. You figure out your identity, you figure out who you got, you figure out identity and everybody. The new guys get allocated to what you're doing. And once everybody gets allocated to what you're doing, you start getting on the proverbial road, and you roll towards the playoffs, and it's actually really nice. It's good teams, and now it's 7. They won 6 or 7 in a row. And then
LOL Giants.
Yeah, we have the Giants. It's like you just get hot at the right time. And when I say hot, it's like everything is clicking for you. That means that you're on point with everything that you do. Everything that you do is working. And you believe in each other like never before. And you got the utmost confidence in everybody as long as you play ball, and they play the game. So it's like, if you look at kind of like you look at Cincinnati last week. They did that
Balling out.
Yeah, balling out of control. Like, so when what's giving this part, and then look at the Eagles. I guarantee you, probably any of those teams walk the same team that can run the ball and is not giving up a big time.
And if you look at it too, Kansas City is the only team that has clinched a playoff spot in the AFC.
Yeah.
So far. All right, like everybody else, I mean, from 2 all the way down to 10, separated by 2 games.
Right.
It's incredible. We'll dive a little bit more into that as we get into the next segment. And I want to have a little bit of a miniature Ice to Shorts update. That way we can talk
ready,
over the
man.
Sixers, look at the Flyers. We'll get that in. And Jack Driscoll is in the house. So if he wants to join us for the third segment, we'll bring him in, see if he wants to talk a little basketball and hockey with us. We'll have a little bit of fun with that right here on 102.5 Fox Sports and Gambler. But before we go to break, David Busso State Farm, you deserve to get good service and great rates. At State Farm, we get it. And we're here to help because with every State Farm policy, you get good neighbor service and you get surprisingly great rates. So what are you waiting for? Get going and talk to local State Farm agent David Busso about your surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. When you want the real deal, call David Busso State Farm Agency 856-740-5012. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements. This is Green Legion Radio, the Players Show here on 102.5 Fox Sports The Gambler. Coming up right after this, hopefully we'll get Jack Driscoll in here to talk some basketball and hockey before we dive into football with him. Right here on 102.5 Fox Sports The Gambler. Don't you go anywhere.
Oh,
Hey, Jack.
Oh, you can get in there? Yeah. I'll get you when you come around. It's nice to meet you. My name's Diaz. Jack, nice to meet you.
I think you get right there that way, you don't have to get up when I go to the bathroom.
You all good?
Yeah, I'm good. I shut him up, fist up,
Slash, did you say a 5-minute break?
He's at the place to clear and go.
Okay, that's fine.
Not yet, that's alcohol.
Yeah, we're all vaccine boosted. So. Yeah.
Hey, Jack. When we come back for our last segment before we jump into like full bore in the second hour, we're going to finish up with the AFC playoff picture, and then we're going to talk some Sixers, Flyers. So if you want to chime in, I don't know if you're a basketball or Flyers fan. You see what I did there?
Yeah, and then the second hour will be like all asking you, talking to you.
Where you from? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we the good news is, so every guy that we've had on experiences the Green Legion ball. Now, right now, you got your deal with that. I don't know what it means. I don't know if it means you get contract extension next week. I don't know. I don't know. Something good's gonna happen here. So. Yeah, sure, yeah. Oh, no. This Jody's one of our long time. Yeah. Yeah, they just opened.
I live in Northeast, so I'm not near here.
I used to live right over there. So we're right by the Real World House.
What it was.
What was it? Sassafras? Is it Sassafras? What's that market there? Sassafras. Yeah, across the street, that old bank. That was the Real World House. I think it's like a museum or something.
Get some shit back.
When there's a minute or something, let me know. So
We got a couple minutes.
okay. Everyone shows up for the old lineman.
Yeah. Sexy Rexy. What's up, brother?
Somebody's explained to me since the Saints lost last night, why we still need the 49ers.
It's like a strength of schedule thing.
Probably conference record.
Conference. Yeah.
49ers just lose one or two of the next games, they can't catch us.
St. Fran has to win.
For us to qualify this week.
Yeah.
Now, if San Francisco loses too, it just we could if we win out, we're in, but we can qualify this week.
The way it was explained is that three teams, 49ers, Saints, and us, would be tied.
Right, and the Niners winning. Oh, okay, I know what you're saying.
Those two conference records, but we would be three-way ties, six.
I'm not sure either.
They lose this week. We win, they can't catch us.
Then
Levels are
Yeah, they're good
Let's
right
speak her up, we're good.
now. As he texted me, he told me he needs one up or down.
Slash, what time should I take to break or to start off the top of the hour? It's my 56, 55? Shorter break. break? Okay, cool.
Yeah,
It's tough.
I'll start rapping at 56. I'm going to do a live read for MCS, and then we'll kick it to break, and then that way we're back at 6 o'clock.
It's just for you.
We got 50 seconds, guys.
50 seconds.
Yeah, do anybody want to use someone? 300 notes? Thanks, I appreciate it.
Hold on for this. Hey guys, we'll sign them right into this next break.
Yeah,
okay?
next break,
Thank
yeah.
you.
50 seconds. 40 probably now. So who's got it?
All right, 10 seconds, stand by. You're up.
All right, welcome back for the final segment here in our first hour on the Green Legion Radio Players Show. I'm Chris Sack sitting alongside Super Saiyan Brady, Michael Shut Up Diaz, Hollis Tank Thomas, and we're jumping him in here just a little bit early, but we're going to get full blown into Jack Driscoll in the second hour. Eagles offensive lineman Jack Driscoll. Jack, how are you doing?
Right. Welcome, Jack.
There you go. Yep. Just get a little bit closer.
A little bit closer to the mic. We'll adjust.
Yeah, we'll adjust that so we can get it out closer. We're not used to big dudes on this show outside of Hollis.
You see, as you can see, they I got the whole face.
The honor is all ours for having you, Jack. So thanks for what a trooper coming in here on a scooter. You know, and he's joining us here to have a little bit of fun talking sports with us.
You probably know he was one of my favorite picks. I was rooting for you when you got here because somebody else is not going to make you put his name on. Unseated his ass. And I'm sorry, it's not the permit. Well, I give you the opportunity to go and watch you guys practice and stuff. There's a couple guys who I feel like take things for granted. And I didn't think when I watched you practice a couple times, I didn't think you were one of those guys. I was like, he's going to surpass Big Cliff. You don't know who Big Cliff is, but I was doing it. Soft as cotton candy. But it's like you guys say.
Yeah, you don't have to comment on that one.
But I just want you to know that I saw you and I'll get you practice. I saw you doing your thing and stuff. And I'm a fellow undrafted free agent. You got drafted, but you got to come in with that chip on your shoulder. And I felt like you was ready for the task.
No, I appreciate that. I think I started my college career at UMass and then I transferred to Auburn. So I feel like that kind of helped me in that whole experience of being a new guy and understanding it's a new level. It's you gotta start from Oregon, no one cares where you're from, what college you went to, what you did in college and whatnot, it's what you need now. And the way I just look at it is I just gotta go in there and compete my hardest every day. I gotta be the best version of myself every day. Whether it's camp, game, walkthrough, and take it day by day. It goes.
Don't let the flower mess with you there, Jack. That's 15-year NFL veteran Hollis Tank Thomas. Yeah, that's the biggest flower I've ever seen.
Yeah, well, you got one of the best one of the greatest coaches on that stuff. So I love the way he comes in against each and every guy that's up in that, like the next man up principle. He truly means it. So when you go in there, he's expecting greatness from you.
Yeah, no, and when you go in there, you don't want to let the guys down. I've been fortunate to have a lot of good vets, Lineman, Epps, Brooks, and those guys. My thing is I don't want to go in there and have my play be the reason that they weren't successful on offense, either running the ball, passing the ball, or whatnot. So, times with what those guys do for leadership and coach out is unbelievable. I just feel like I've become such a better player since playing for him. He's someone who demands the best every day. He doesn't care if it's Monday, Saturday, Sunday working, he's going to get the best out of you. That's what makes him a special coach, and one of the reasons why I feel like no matter what we've experienced, what adversity we've experienced online, we've been able to overcome that. Because of the leadership we have in the room as well as Coach Dell.
See,
He's looking like my kid in kindergarten class jumping off his hand.
No, Jack was consummate professional, showed up here early. We haven't really explained what's going on now. Tank is on the end there because he's a man who wins. But there's just a couple things going on. The sunflower headdress, this was given to him at we travel to every game, every road game, every home game, we tailgate.
Well, except the Giants.
Except the Giants.
We went for the Jets. We didn't go for the Giants.
Well, our esteemed head hates the Giants. I hate the Cowboys. I've been hating the Cowboys since I was born. When I was born, I said Cowboys sensible.
Yeah, it's more the whole. They don't. I mean, when we tailgate with a small tailgate is like 300 people. We have big tailgates. Yeah, big parties. So when we were in Denver,
He went to Auburn. He knows what that's like.
Yeah. When we were in Denver, a couple of our travelers gave Hollis this sunflower headdress, I guess you could call it. Every game, every show he wears it, the Birds win. So that's why we keep that thing going.
You know about the flower growing, fertilizing the flower, and the roots.
Yeah. That's where it came
So
from.
so all the ladies said they had small flowers on it, and myself and Captain Epps, who's one of our other esteemed colleagues, he had them on, and I wore mine, and I just kept wearing them. And the one time I didn't wear it, we lost.
You got to keep going.
I got to keep going.
In the second hour, Hollis introduces us to Disco Tank. So this is what the lights come. You get the booty ball going too. Does that spin around at all?
This was goes into music. I just switched out because the other one I had we got to kind of jump on the ground a couple times. The 2 tickets got paid, so I got to put another one.
Hey, Jack, because we were lucky enough to have Marcus Epps on the show right after the whole flower power stuff came up with Coach Sirianni. The one thing that Diaz was talking about in our last segment was how his team has seemed to rally around the head coach and the coaching staff, because there was a lot of negativity over those first 7 weeks. 2-5, new head coach, defensive coordinator. Not a lot of fans were excited with what they were seeing on the field, and then all of a sudden, Coach Sirianni comes out with this, hey, you grow a flower and you got the roots and all that stuff. Like, how is that? Like, when he said that, when he put that PowerPoint presentation up in the locker room, obviously you guys have responded to it, but what was the reaction as it happened? Was it like, oh man, here's coach, another one of these like PowerPoint presentations, or was it like, hey man, we need to lock it down, we need to lock it in, because coaches, he sees what we can become and what you guys have become.
Yeah, no, we took it. Like I said, we wanted to lock it down, and we realized that we weren't on the start that we wanted either. We envisioned the start of the season. Obviously, 2-5 wasn't where we want to be, but understanding one thing Coach Sherry always talks about too is doubling down on the process and understanding that it takes time in that.
No.
I just love process. That's
Yeah, he trusts the process. Yeah, with the Sixers.
You're all good with me, my man.
No. Coach Sirianni says it. You stick with it.
Yeah.
Just doubling down on things we're doing. In practice, it's not time to end it yet, and we still have a long time left. And just understand he always just talks about day by day. And for me, when he talked about the flower and the seed, I went to the parable of the seed in the Bible. Where it just talks about the different foundations and how rocks and thorns can cause flowers not to grow and whatnot. So that was kind of how I took it. It was something that's helped me in the past. So the parable has been helpful for me, and I've looked at a lot. So that's kind of how I feel about it. We responded, and he always has good messages for us and just listen. Yeah.
What's been the best message that he has given you guys so far this season? I know he does a lot of like videos for you guys on Saturday, like stuff like Rocky. What's the one thing that has stuck out for you before a game that he's done on a Saturday night or a Sunday night before a Monday night game? Like, what's been the one thing that stuck out to you? The message that he has put across.
And I don't remember what day it was, if it was a Saturday night or whatnot, but, some of the videos he shows of Jordan and Kobe and just kind of their mentality. And, with Jordan, he showed it to us during camp, but he just said that, if you put in the work and did what you're supposed to do, all off season, and there's really nothing to be nervous about when you go out there and play. It's football, no matter what level it's at. And if you, train and you trust your teammates and you trust your coaching, then there's really nothing to be worried about. So that was one that really stuck out to me. And then I remember one of the meetings he ended with a quote from John Rockefeller that said, the key to success is doing the common things uncommonly well. And I think that is something I've always tried to do, is to be able to control the controllables. And if I can do that, I at least give myself a chance to be successful. And it's hard. You're out there living in perfection, but if you just do everything you can and be coachable, and like I said, you at least give yourself a chance.
What's the biggest difference? I know we're going to dive into a lot in the second hour. What's the difference? The biggest difference between playing college football and the professional game?
I would say the tempo, college, especially when I was at college, it's like,
I was glad to be good. It's everybody always asks me the same question. And the one thing everybody says, the
Tempo, the speed of the game.
Everyone's as fast as you or faster, right? It's like you used to be the fastest guy, now you're not the fastest.
No, it's like,
Driscoll. We're going to dive exactly right. We're going to dive further into his playing career now, his college days, and we're going to do something we call In the Trenches with Jack Driscoll as we get to know a little bit more about him and his offensive lineman because, hey, it's the best unit on this version of the Philadelphia Eagles. Right here on 102.5 Fox Sports Gambler, Green Legion Radio, the Players Show. We'll be right back right after this. Sound great, Jack.
Nice, man.
Yeah. Guys, we got 2:45. We're coming back in at 6. All right. Yeah, where the hell is he?
Yeah.
I guarantee he's got one day.
yeah, no, I got it.
No, I thought he said we're going to Wednesday. Hey guys, we got a real short break here. Real short, all right? Oh,
Just let us know when there's 2:30.
Yeah, we got 2:45. It's okay. We can get a couple.
You're good.
Yeah.
You see the guy who's going to get a beer.
No, you've done nothing for me. But set up that webpage terrible. So
You
those
told me what to
facts,
do.
you're
It's not that terrible. I'm
No,
on
it's
it.
not.
I'm on it.
I'm not.
Actually, do you want to move it over so Hollis is in there? Oh, okay. Okay.
You know what Pacific is?
Is there a class that's not being open for that?
It's near there.
Please.
Oh, man. How you doing? All right, good.
I guess no ice shorts.
Me,
I'm fine with
It's all good,
it.
man.
Yeah, it's all good.
What he was saying was better than what
Yeah, I got a ton of questions.
I was a child development. I've been here with kids. We the kids, both,
had a good
No, you don't.
What's up, man?
So you're
Thanks for coming. Yeah.
We got 60 seconds, guys. 60 seconds.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm sure it wasn't easy, There's all that stuff going on right
Hey
now.
guys, let's just be a little bit aware of banging on the table.
Okay.
now you really are sounding pretty.
No,
Thanks, Quimby.
I would be yelling at you guys.
Thanks, Q.
How's he gonna get on that?
Really? Really?
Give him your initials or something.
Whatever. It's the first time I
Smallest autograph you've ever seen.
mini helmet.
The best I got.
No, thank you. It's all good. Thank you.
Oh, snap.
We go off stream yet?
Yes, but everybody is back.
10 seconds, coming back.
Presented by Shore Auto Insurance. You're up.
You know, Slash, you totally redeemed yourself with this song selection right here, because for a second I thought we lost you. Welcome back for the second hour here on the Green Fox. Always prepared. Just make sure you don't throw on an advertisement for 106.1 The Breeze. Playing Christmas music no longer. Here on Green Legion Radio, the Player Show, 102.5 Fox Sports The Gambler. Welcome back here to the Finn. Right down here used to be Mad Rex down by the Fillmore. And just a friendly reminder for those of you that may not have anything to do on New Year's Eve, this is going to be the place to be. Prefix dinner, $95 per person, 2 seatings at 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. New Year's Eve party, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Stay for the celebratory champagne toast to ring in 2022. $35 cover charge includes champagne with live DJ. Course 1, crab and fin bisque or a kale salad. Course 2, Cajun shrimp cocktail or beef carpaccio. Did I say that right?
Yeah,
Yes.
it sounds
Did I
pretty
get that
good. You're
right?
doing well.
All righty. The course 3, chicken breast and herb juice, served with mashed potatoes and mixed vegetables. Petite filet mignon with lobster tail, served with mashed potatoes and mixed vegetables. Or the vegetarian jambalaya.
Ooh, jambalaya.
And then the dessert.
They say vegetarian.
Still jambalaya. Jambalaya's good. What do we got for dessert?
Yeah, Tank is going to salivate over there. Triple chocolate. Oh, yeah. Not enough? Upgrade your experience with caviar service, 2-ounce Ulstra, $150, or A5 Kobe steak and lobster tail for $250. This is going to be the place to be. It's got the party. It's going to be hopping here on Friday night.
You forget the Pennsylvania fireworks right outside the door. I mean, perfect view from that bar.
Are they a sponsor of the show?
I don't know, kale soup? What the hell is that?
No, it was crab bisque.
No, but it was
Kale
Kale
salad.
Kale.
Kale salad.
I don't know why anyone would go away from the crab bisque, but they do give you the choice.
Remember, there is vegetarian jambalaya. I know it doesn't sound good to you.
But we got Jack Driscoll on the show.
Yeah, just remember, we're in shape. Round is a shape. All right. All right, so we had him on for the last segment, but let's officially welcome to the Green Legion Radio Players Show, Eagles offensive lineman, guard Jack Driscoll. Jack, once again, thank you for joining us here on the Green Legion Radio Players Show. It's an honor to have you alongside us here this evening.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm glad this worked out. I know it's been a few weeks coming, but
You're a man of your word.
yeah,
We appreciate it.
yeah.
It's all good, man. We love the fact that you're here. First and foremost, how are you feeling with your injury? What is your timeline looking like for you to be back to full strength and where you no longer need to use that scooter?
Yeah, I mean, I just got surgery about 2 weeks ago, so nowadays I was nervous, just take it day by day. And I got a little bit of time left on the scooter, but I decided to just do that out there and be able to kind of, as the offseason progresses, do more and more, and then let's get ready for next season.
Now, being that it was your second time on the IR this season, that officially makes you out for the year. What would your timeline have been? Like, say, if it was your first injury and your first time on the injured reserve, would there have been an outside shot the Eagles were to make a run in the playoffs that you would be able to return? Or is this something to where it's going to go beyond, like, the playoffs you're probably looking at February, March before you're actually back on your feet ready to play?
Yeah, it'll be a little time. I don't think there'll be a chance that when the playoffs or whatnot, or, then the season that I'm doing things to go. I think it's going to take a little bit longer time, but the doctor said that there was a couple areas where it wasn't as bad. It wasn't as bad, but still needed surgery, and it takes a while.
Okay.
But what if we have more training?
Yeah, I would say there probably is shots, but at the same time,
I know, but we were asking the question. I feel like you have a team too late in the season for you to be able to. Like what happens that late in the season because I've been in a couple of they didn't have a good time. We could have waited a little bit. Okay. But it's like if you have it late in the season, they need to actually be those roster spots for the guys. So.
Before we dive into like your personal stats, because we're talking about personal info, we have some in-depth investigation going on over here.
Before you
Oh, you're not.
I'm just going back to you guys get into the pancakes.
I mean, definitely not talk about, but I don't know if there's one more,
Keeping score.
Because I know we used to count with somebody. We probably could even run out with Will. That's what we take. We bravely jump in front of you to try to pass fast down. And most offensive linemen in the NFL, they show you why you shouldn't do that. You should, if you're a rookie, you should end up where you get.
I mean, you got that from our point of view, you got to, you let those guys stand and jump, and, you get some big down field or something underneath, and it's tough on those guys, to stop that or jump, and they can really, cause interceptions and all types of deals, so yeah, that's one thing, when you jump, at your own risk.
Yeah, and you have a character like myself and Douglas in the room
Singing?
Not going sing, I don't want my Corey Simon down with you. Corey Simon didn't rookie though.
Talking, Jack, about your injury here, just because we don't know, and a lot of fans don't know. What kind of goes on at this point? You just had surgery 2 weeks ago. What's your level of participation? Are you in the rooms? Are you watching film? Do you get to train at all? Are you they say, hey, listen, take it easy, focus on yourself. What's your level of participation? Being a member of the team, but not being able to be out on the field.
Yeah, if you're on IR, it's a little bit different because, obviously you're not going out there to practice or walk through, but, for me, it's important to be in the meetings and be involved and just be around the guys. It's just something where it's tough and you get injured, but the way I look at it is I don't want to be a teammate who's not there because I know the guys playing right now, they've all been there for me, and I'm playing, figure out what else. It's important for me to be the same. When guys see something on film that week, they're just being a good teammate and supporting them. So I try to stay as involved as I can. I'm not really able to do a ton when I'm working out. Like I said, just a couple of weeks out of surgery, so until all the smarter and all that real kind of sideline from that kind of stuff. But just really try to stay involved and do as much as I can with the team.
All right, so Jack is a fourth-round draft pick, number 145 overall in the 2020 NFL Draft, out of Auburn University as an offensive tackle. So, Jack, what was that experience like for you being drafted during a pandemic?
It was different. I'm not sure when we got that in the being different is an understatement too. Because our group went, our class went to the combine, and then it was like a week after, kind of everything broke and really shut down. And trying to figure out, coaches were calling to have in-person workouts, but then they weren't sure what the timetable was going to be. So I was home at my home in Connecticut, kind of just waiting on the call, seeing when we were flying around for any visits or like fields or whatnot. So there's kind of just a lot of unknowns. It was a miracle I thought that we had the season last year. It's a testament to a lot of people and just the way they were people safe and a lot of moving pieces. Even with no fans, it was still good that we got playing. And but at the same token, it's all I really know. So it's kind of weird this year. Now there's fans. Now all of a sudden we can be, really hang out with your teammates at the facility. It's not like we're all spaced out, or in our cars and virtual meetings. So. I mean, every time, yeah.
So Nnamdi Asomugha was ahead of the game when he was eating lunch in his car. So all those years ago.
I kind of found it eating lunch in his car when we didn't have to.
This is going back Nnamdi Asomugha back here. I don't know if you know that story, but he was this big off-season signing about a decade ago.
Yeah, he was with the
and
Raiders.
he would eat lunch alone in his car. And that came out, and Philly media was all over.
So since you came from the pandemic, we used to eat lunch together in the cafeteria. And some of us used to steal the class, but yeah, so that was some other stuff. I was there on media day one day, and I just happened to be walking out to my car, and he was eating lunch in his car alone. I asked one of the players, I was like, he does that often. And they said all the time, I was like, oh.
That's the thing.
He wasn't here long.
They wouldn't.
No.
He wasn't here very
No,
long.
it was not. So you played 3 seasons in college at UMass, and you chose to go to UMass instead of Army, is what I read. What was into your decision making there? Is it? Please go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I really like Coach Whipple and the staff, and I felt like it was a great school for me, a great business, and you know, it's just I only had 2 Division I offers coming out of college, so it was you know, Army, it's a different experience, you know, and that was something where at that point in my life I wasn't 100% sure if that was what I wanted. Like I said,
You got to be sure if you're going to Army. West Point, yeah.
Well, I was going to say, because don't you have to do a tour after you finish?
Yeah, you have to do service.
Yeah, so that kind of makes it. I'm just saying, it was me like I got to do a tour.
but at the same time, you know, I got all, you know, utmost respect for those guys who, you know, play at the military academies and put their life on the line. And it's always great to see the Army Navy game, and I was saying that like last year. But yeah, so I chose UMass at high school. I had a couple offers, but it was a place I could see myself succeeding. So I really like Coach Whipple and the staff at the time. So it was a great experience. I really enjoyed my 3 years there.
But then you transferred. You were a graduate transfer, and you went to Auburn University. Like outside of Auburn, what other kind of offers, what other kind of schools were you looking to go to? And what did you think of the the rivalry between Auburn and Alabama your couple of years there?
Yeah, I mean, it's a rivalry. It's just different, you know. It's it's those college SEC rivalries. It's that's really the pride of that whole town, the whole school's on the line. It's just something that down there they really do not joke about. You know, it's different because I'm coming from Connecticut, where Yale Harvard is the biggest rivalry. A different crimson tide than Alabama, but so. It was cool to see. It was a great experience, and I'm glad I got to compete at that level.
Tank first. Tank, you had something?
I did. Well, it was just.
Then kick it to Diaz after you're done.
Okay, it was just you did ask. So what really made you want to go?
For me,
because I thought maybe it was a group or something.
No, I mean, just for me personally, I had finished my undergrad at UMass, and I just wanted to test myself and do the best every day, and I just wanted to go there and play the best and work out. And I knew that would help ultimately my game and help me achieve my dream of coming to the next level. And it was also worked out. I was able to go to the NBA while I was at Auburn. So
they had the program now, so you had the program. It's brought up in the NFL program for us with the NBA next one.
Yeah. So Indiana University.
Indiana is another university. I'm just speculating because there was one of the programs I used to be on a player that helped put one of those programs in place. So I'm glad they take advantage of it.
Yeah, and my thing was while I'm at school and my stuff's paid for, why not get it done now? Instead of going back because I don't know if I can do that. It's hard, it's different, studying for tests and all that stuff. And
after you get paid millions, it's like you can really study for a test. Crazy.
Yeah. It humbles.
Yes.
Going back to when your high school making the decision at UMass and Auburn, we learned a little bit of this during the draft. We all pretend we know everything, but we learned a lot after the Birds make a pick, and we hear them. We're like, oh, this sounds like our kind of guy that we can get behind here. And then looking at the research of the show here, coming out of high school, I see when you were a junior, you weighed 200 pounds. A junior in high school. 205 pounds. How tall were you then?
I was 6'2".
6'2". Okay, so growth spurt senior year, I guess, or between junior and senior year.
Yeah, it was like,
Because you're not going to get a whole lot of offers in junior year. 6'2", 200 pounds as a tackle.
Yeah, that's not really the prototypical tackle size.
Right.
And freshman year, I was 5'9", 165.
Yo, boy, I'm the same thing. But I was 5'5". I was 5'5", 155 in high school.
And then you became the big dog after that.
Actually, what happened was I had a growth spurt my sophomore year. I became 5'10", 250. And then my junior year, I was 6 feet, 240. And then my senior year, I was just 280. 6 feet, 280.
So when you accepted UMass to go there, just talk about what was that process, or how were you I got a chance to play in the SEC, continue your education. When did that start becoming from dream to reality? What was that process like?
Yeah, it was a long and it was an interesting process, and I definitely learned a lot. And I found out a lot about myself. And it was before the portal. I was,
the portal,
I was probably the last group of kids to transfer before the portal was made. And so I remember I sat and made a highlight tape for my highlights from UMass and just freaking got to know, I knew it pretty well because I took me about 15 hours.
Oh, you did it yourself too,
I
right?
did
Yeah.
myself. I mean, you know, UMass didn't have that, so I just did it on my own. And I really just reached out to coaches and seeing that coach I was on had said something that they were looking at a graduate offensive lineman. And I reached out to someone who worked in the football office there and just kind of said, hey, here's my highlight tape. Kind of what you guys do, and the ball started rolling.
So I have a question here from Keenan Harmon. He wants to know,
Keenan, what up?
What was your favorite professional team growing up when you were watching football?
So it's interesting. I never had a team I really rooted. Being from Connecticut, we don't have our own team. So and half my buddies were diehard Giants fans, and half were diehard Pats fans.
Both bad answers.
I'll answer none of the above.
I'm just glad if that is true, you're taking the high.
No, you can ask any of my
All good, man. I'm seeing on here because Sam has a love-hate relationship with
This is
Tom Brady.
not true. This is not true.
You're
Super Sam
You're sitting
Brady.
2 seats away from Tom Brady's biggest fan
It's
over
so untrue.
Well, is it 2 seats? I mean, it's more like 1 because the ghost of Dave Spadaro is.
Oh, yeah, that's true. 1.5.
So, Jack, on top of that, from having played both tackle and guard so far in the NFL, which position do you prefer to play? Doesn't even matter. And what are the differences between playing those positions from your standpoint?
For me, this has been my mindset since when I was drafted was whatever the need. It's
great mindset.
At the old line, there's 5 of them. You never know when guys are down, and it's hard. They're only dressing 8 or 9 guys. You got to be able to play multiple positions. So for me, and this year was great getting to play guard. I never really played guard before until this year.
You couldn't get luckier being between Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson, right?
Yeah, no, I more than lucked out. Those guys have been, really helping me out, really, just teaching me the ins and the outs. And as you know, guard things happen quickly.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to ask you a question like this. I've been out on the edge before in the forward, but I was going inside, so it wasn't that bad. But it was a couple times that I had to rush outside, and I think I got tired like at the top of the rush. because
House is good in very closed spaces.
Yeah, so,
that's where his quickness shows.
Like, so my experience from the tackle to the guard, they're not used to how quick things happen and how strong and fast those guys are down there. It's kind of funny because when they kick me out to the outside, like I said, I got to the top of the rush. I was like, good Lord, the quarterback is still way over there. When you come from the inside, he's right there.
Right there.
Yeah,
And now you got to go chase the ball.
It's like you ran that route. So the one thing that I will say, I want to ask you was, what did you do to adjust to the inside quickness?
Like you said about getting right and trying to get in practice, you know how it is they're going to be trying to error. And having played tackle, in high school and all throughout college, just how it is. And at tackle you have room. There's room to operate. You have time to sit down for a rush. Whereas when you're right in front of the quarterback, you got to be pretty stout.
Stop right now.
Stout. Yeah. So just watching a lot of guys on tape, and we're fortunate to have great guys like Brooks, Isaac, and stuff to watch and just see kind of what's successful for them and kind of what are the tips and tricks of the trade. So, like I said, it took time. I went back and looking at my first game ever playing guard was the Steelers preseason game, and sometimes I was look back at that and say, I still have so much left, ways to go, and there's so much to learn about the position. There's so many more battles and play different types of guys, but just seeing the progress, just seeing, okay, I'm getting better each time I come out here. And that's to me what was able to kind of get me acclimated and used to it. Was just like, not going to be perfect today, but at least we're a lot better than I was yesterday.
Just real quick, coming across the newswire here before we had to break, the passing of John Madden. was just announced. And John Madden is Hall of Fame head coach. The video game, him and Pat Summerall just meant everything to us growing up as kids.
And the documentary just was out on Christmas. I only got to watch a half of it so far. Yeah.
So.
In my career, like 5 or 6 times, because he used to always do the Eagles personality. It was just like, it was an honor to think, like, he mentioned me a couple of times, and then I got to do the press. That's what the press conference before the game, they're talking with him, it was like, he's like one of the coolest guys ever. Like between him, Mark Levy, Bill Parcells, and Don Shula, it's just like,
True legend of the game.
Yeah, I mean, those him and Pat Summerall together is like it's national is like the local version for us is Harry and White. I mean, it's unbelievable what those two are like. You want to expunge that nugget real fast?
I'll give it to you later.
All right. There you go. Rest in peace to John Madden. Our thoughts and prayers are with John Madden and his family at the signing and the whole NFL, professional football world. Bucks County Baseball. Oh, yeah, rest in peace for sure. Bucks County Baseball Company is the premier vintage sports clothing and collectibles retail store in the tri-state area. Visit www.buckscountybaseballco.com or stop by their Bristol, PA location. Items from the Phillies, Eagles, Sixers, Flyers, and much, much more. Again, visit www.buckscountybaseballco.com or stop by the Bristol, PA location. The showroom is huge. The website is even bigger. Bucks County Baseball Company, the name in Philly for vintage sports. I'm Chris Saxon alongside Super Sam Brady, Michael Shut Up Diaz, the ghost of Dave Spadaro, Eagles offensive lineman Jack Driscoll, and Hollis Tag Thomas here on Green Legion Radio, the Players Show. Coming up, In the Trenches with Jack Driscoll. We're going to have some fun with Jack on the other side right after these messages.
Yeah. It's wild that they had that documentary. They were like talking about this. Like, we got a great man.
How much time we got?
He passed away. It's funny, like, so
2:30.
So, like,
Now,
you know from the game that
time to
actually
get to talk
announced it,
about
right?
it.
Yeah. At 24, you were, what, 97? Yeah.
Diaz, do you have any other questions you want to ask?
I mean, I got plenty. We just keep going.
Let's do In the Trenches.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
If we have any, I have a couple other questions.
Yeah,
here
yeah, yeah.
In regards to the Giants and football team.
So we are very low out here. I'm just telling you, and I can't do anything about it because where that's set up, where you're getting feedback. I did once already.
I think it's fine. I don't think we need to blow people away.
I don't either, and that's what I'm just letting you know.
Yes, please.
Should we move the speaker away from us a little bit more?
I did that. I already did it.
You already did
I
that?
already
I think
did it.
it's
Fine
fine.
now. I'm just telling
Is
you
it
why.
okay at the station?
Yes.
It
All
sounded
right,
good.
then that's
or-
fine. As long as it's on the
You
station.
let me finish the sentence.
No,
I
you
told
didn't.
It was fun.
You should have said that first.
I don't even know. Go back to the other one.
No. Sam. Because after I'm asking the question is when she wants to dive into it. Oh, I said this.
You wouldn't let me finish my sentence.
Sentences need to be short.
I'm gonna go. Okay. You guys got this?
Just leave your six.
Well, we got it now. We're okay.
Yeah, you're good? I'm gonna go because I'm tired. Long day yesterday, long day the day before.
I want to ask you about the draft, because we don't have the time to go on. Yeah. But like, so yeah, pandemic, you have like a family. I don't remember I don't even know if I saw
Yes.
it.
If you want to ask it when we get back.
I have a ton of other questions too, but like, what was that like? Like, were you with buddies or with your family sitting around? Yeah. And who were like with him, he was told that Denver, I think, was going to draft him, right? And then they didn't. Was it Denver or Chicago? Thank you. Anyway, like, who did you have? Like, hey, we're looking at you around here.
have a lot of teams. It's hard to
Tag. Tag, 30 seconds.
Normally.
Oh, yeah,
draft
All right, guys, that's back on.
It's kind of like, but my agent had said, the Eagles picked back-to-back picks that they were a team that would.
That's cool. That's good.
Got a song this time.
Yeah. You're up.
All right, welcome back. Second segment here in our final hour here on 102.5 Fox Sports The Gambler, Green Legion Radio, the Players Show. You know, it's funny. We're the only live local show on Fox Sports The Gambler today. The only one.
Well, I mean, you know,
Sean's not in. There's no line change after us.
the fans depend on us to ask the offensive lineman, Jack Driscoll, the important questions.
Did you just call him Driscoll?
No, I said Driscoll.
Oh, God.
Did I mess that up, Jack?
You're not
It
even
sounded
drinking,
perfect to
you're not
me.
even drinking bourbon yet.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
You might have to start.
Not yet. Jack, just real quick, what's your drink of choice?
Beer.
Beer?
Yeah, someone.
We're going to get to know a little bit more about that here in the trenches with Jack Driscoll. All right, so I've got some questions here, Jack, that I want to get to know you better, but I also think the fans want to know a little bit more about the best offensive line in professional football. So I'm going to say something, okay, and it can either be yourself or it could be another member on the offensive line, okay? So we'll start this off simple. Best dressed or best sense of style in the offensive line room?
Tough.
None.
That's not our cup of tea right there.
Well, you're dressed pretty sharp. Would you give yourself the go on that one?
No, I'll give it to Landon. Landon's got the overalls.
The overalls, yes. I was going to think maybe Kelsey with the mummer's costume, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't there for that, but that is something that's a
See, none of that, what you got to speak of says style. It says, rap.
Oh, no, I think the overalls works.
Well, right now the overalls are working because Brock Lesnar is bringing back the overalls. If you watch professional wrestling, Brock Lesnar is the farmer.
We don't.
version
We
of
watch
Brock.
football. Watch football.
I'm just putting it out.
Just football.
He wears overalls. So Jansen was in the studio right now. He would agree with that.
Where's
So-
Jansen?
So we're going with Landon Dickerson.
All
as
right,
the best
that's
dressed.
good. Good
Okay.
answer.
Dear Lord God.
The person who comes to work the happiest every day.
Who's single? Not because as I was the happiest person on the D-line. I was pretty much the only
Between you
single
and
guy.
you, right?
Nah, but I was the only single guy. I came happy every day. So who's the single guy?
I'm gonna go Coach Stout because
Yeah.
Coach Stout is, there's not another job in the world I could picture him doing, but it's like this is his job that he's meant to do. He's meant to coach offensive line, he's meant to coach football.
Okay.
Just seeing how excited he gets about the small details and stuff, that's something that we can all feed off of.
So who's the grumpiest? Like you don't want to
Also, Coach Stout.
You don't want to mess with this guy until he's had his 8 a.m. coffee.
I'm pissed off.
That's fine. I'm gonna go. It's tough because
Who's the jerk?
No, we don't want to know who's the jerk. We just want to know
No,
who's the
because-
guy you don't want to mess with that
because-
early in the morning when they first get into the meeting room.
Well, because that's the normally the guy who's the jerk. This guy you don't really want to be bothered with, and he's the normally guy you really try to avoid early in the day. Who's the jerk?
That's a hard. That's a.
Am I bad? I put you on the spot.
yeah, there's no comment on that.
Good family.
Everyone's happy.
Everyone's happy.
Everybody's cheerful.
Okay.
Yes,
The biggest eater on the offensive line, most likely to close down an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Landon Dickerson.
That was a very quick answer.
Landon Jordan.
And Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan can eat. Yeah, those two. They can put some food down. It's been good. Jordan's
So just run the ball behind the left side of the line.
Yeah, I mean,
Unless Driscoll is on the right side, of course.
Well,
Yeah.
but I'm saying there's a lot of meat on that.
Yeah.
You know?
Best offensive lineman in football. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. The strongest guy in the offensive line.
I think everyone has their own way. I would say Lane is up there. Lane is someone who is, freakishly strong. Kelsey is very, very strong, as you guys know. And then, for the third time, I'll say Lane is really strong. He's someone who was, seeing him come in from college and seeing how strong he was impressive.
So Lane has that barn in his backyard, right?
It rolls like boulders up the hill.
Like, have you worked out with him in
I haven't yet.
his barn cave?
But, I've seen videos and pictures, and someone I definitely want to check out. It's definitely, he's got a cool setup.
Okay. The best athlete, like non-football related, like this guy on the basketball court,
Ping pong. Who's the best ping pong player?
So it's Lane.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, listen, Jordan has played rugby previously. I mean, I expect him eventually to catch. I don't think it's going to be 11 years before we have another offensive lineman catch a touchdown.
That's a fair question. A fair answer.
Actually, I think I would Jordan to run out of the back.
Like fridge style. Yeah.
Plowing down, mowing over people.
I heard a guy on the radio earlier today on another local sports talk radio station on 2 different shows call up with the same stupid idea of lining up like Landon Dickerson as a fullback and Jordan Mailata as the running back and putting Dillard in at left tackle.
Yeah, it's probably Hollis and Quimby.
I lined up in the backfield in college, and they cut me down like a redwood tree. Nobody wants to take you on up top.
Well, Jordan gets the ball. If it's under center, Jordan gets the ball. He just reaches over. He doesn't even have to run past the line.
Yeah, but you're not going to put your franchise left tackle in the backfield now. Maybe the first couple of years of his career you would do that.
The fans demanded sack.
Oh, yeah.
The fans know best.
The fans are always right. We know that. The guy that you don't want to go beer for beer with.
Again, there's probably a few I can think of.
Probably.
Yeah, I'll go Tank on that one.
I mean, we've seen Kelsey.
Yeah,
I see Kelsey. We've seen Lane enjoy a Bud Lighter too. Yeah, Kelsey.
I would say Kelsey to beat somebody.
We see Kelsey.
I would stay clear of that competition.
He does shotgun races down at DOD for his fundraiser. We saw.
Have you tried going beer for beer with these guys yet? Like when you guys get together, is it a beer drinking competition? Like we've heard, previously, like Tom Brady with his teams, like he can chug beers. I'm sorry, I had to mention Peyton Manning, Eli Manning. These guys could drink beers.
We saw Tom Brady being helped out like a damn school.
Well, that
By
was
Sam
Brady.
Brady. We have photographic proof.
Can you please stop saying his name?
I'm just saying. And for the
That's
record,
the best.
and for the record, if you never hear me well, you will never be the GOAT with the cheating standards.
Thank you.
Never, ever. Do that.
So what? So we're gonna get Tank all riled up now.
No, you're not gonna be riled up, but go ahead, continue.
All right. If I'm allowed to ask this question, because I know Alex has been on the show a couple times this season, and you guys, I think you're not allowed to gamble on sports, right? Isn't that the rule? But like, if you guys want to gamble, like on the team playing, you guys play cards. Who's the person on the offensive line that's most likely to take your money? The best card player on the plane.
It's funny. I actually have not played. I take it back. We played cards when we were at the Jets. We had that. We were with them and for the preseason. It was just me, Herbie, Jordan, a couple of guys. I would say Herbert.
Really?
Yeah.
What were you guys playing? You guys playing Blu-ray?
Go Fish, Old Maid.
Long gone are the days when I came into the league, we were playing this game called Blu-ray, which is almost like Dirty Space. The dollar amount was up there close to some people's checks. And I'm not talking about some of our checks. It's like in, just put it this way. I don't know if you guys remember the Sixers. We went to the Sixers went to the finals that one year.
I remember it. Yeah, 2001.
Yeah. 20 years ago, yes.
That next year, when we came out, we played against the Raptors. We played against the Raptors in
the playoff?
Preseason.
Oh, preseason. Okay.
And Charles Oakley slapped the crap out of Tyrone. What's that? Tyrone.
Ty Hill.
Tyrone Hill. Yeah. Ty Hill.
That was the one ugly dude.
Yeah, no, he slapped up because Tyrone Hill owed him $200,000.
Charles Oakley, don't let. He's a dude. You do not mess around.
We're playing Blu-ray. So we're watch with the same Blu-rays and walk away.
I would just say stay away from Charles Oakley in general. He's badass.
Something's not right.
Yeah.
So is like Herbie that dominant? Is like he that dominant, or is it just out of that group that was playing cards, like he was the best?
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's not. There wasn't much competition, but I would say.
See that they don't gamble like we used to
Because they're smart.
we're frowned upon, I guess.
Oh man!
It's cameras everywhere.
If you want to choke him out real quick,
he's never been.
you guys are on the StreamYard camera, so
He's never been an athlete anyway. He put up the athlete thing because he played table.
doubles
No.
ping pong champion.
Division I soccer. I was also the IFA 97 First doubles, third singles, ping-pong
You were a
champion.
Division I bench warmer, nonetheless.
Jack, you probably like you.
All right, Jack. Last one of in the trenches for myself. I know Diaz probably has a few over there in the tank, and Sam have thought of any. As we have some fun here. Offensive line coach Jeff Stoutland. We brought him up. He's the Yoda of the offensive line meeting room, obviously. Who is the Luke Skywalker to his Yoda?
Especially. I mean, Kelsey is just how smart he is, and it's pretty much like having a coach on the field whenever he's out there. And just the stuff he's able to see, from just watching him breaking it down, it's unreal. Just he has a great, great feel for everything, and he just seems to be one step ahead all the time. So a lot of our meetings, he runs out, and Kelsey would kind of discuss stuff, and they both kind of share points of view, and it's cool to see. They just, he's like Kelsey's a goat. He's seem aspire to understand the game on that level that Kelsey does is something that I think everyone realizes.
Kelsey's probably the most beloved Eagle since Brian Dawkins left. Probably the most beloved Philadelphia athlete. I mean, Embiid has his moments here with the city.
I'll put Kelsey over Embiid. Kelsey's a
We're gonna be
champion.
honest with ourselves, right? I mean, it's just what Jason Kelsey has meant to the city. And the way that you talk about him. It's awesome. Like we love hearing. He's just an everyday man. He's an everyday guy.
Yeah, and I mean, he's an everyday guy, and just seeing how passionate he is. I think that's really for me what where he one of the few many areas he stands apart is just in every play he plays like it's Arizona Fire. He plays like it's his last play, and just his will to win and his will to prepare, not just hey, get through the week and then show up. Because he's such a hard worker and someone who just. Said he's good for all of us young guys to win to aspire to. I mean, he's it's not hard to see why he's so respected and why he's one of the best, one of the goats of Philadelphia sports.
I got a question about Stoutland because can we, as Eagle fans, we'd love to freeze him in carbonite and bring him out for every season because he just seems to work magic with this offensive line, leading the league in all these rushing records and everything like that, but. You're playing behind Brandon Brooks, All-Pro, one of greatest guards in the league. He goes down, you step in, you play great. We don't hear your name, which is kind of what you want. You're playing great. When you went down, we're all disappointed because we want to see your success, but also you're playing well. That one game, I think when you went down, was that the same game that Herbig was going in for center and it switched over to right guard? That was the same.
It was the first time.
And he played solid there without any prep going in. I mean, what does he do in your experience? This is your first pro team, and hopefully you have a long career. What does he do, in your opinion, different? That just this offensive line is just clicking, and a guy goes down, and everyone's like, "Oh, well, that's it," and the next guy is filling in. It's
like
seamless
a
it's a seamless transition. What do you think about him, in your opinion, is different about Stoutland that he's so successful with this?
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, with Stout, he has so much passion and so much energy for the game. I just think guys in our room want to be accountable. We're lucky that we have guys like Brooks, like Kelsey, like Lane, like Isaac, and guys that they set the tone. And like I said, if any of us young guys get in, it's like we don't want to go in there and screw up, and we don't want to go in there and disappoint those guys. And which I think that really ultimately brings us, to play as hard as we can for Stout and just play as hard as we can for the guy next to us. It's a testament to Stout, it's a testament to, all the guys in the room and just the, Eagles organization in general, just, having that, we want that. We want it to be on us. We want to, run the ball. We want to, be the reason, dominate up front and give ourselves a chance to win. You go around the league and you see it's not like that everywhere else where, they have guys coming out and they're going 3-4 deep and still playing and still, having a line that
dominating. You're dominating games.
Yeah, I mean, so it's fun to see. And like I said, even though I'm not out there, I do my best each day to be a good teammate to those guys. And I think that's kind of the culture we have in that room where whoever's up, that we're going to be happy for, we're going to support. And, because, like I said, it could be any of us. And, it's not like that we're envy or jealousy or whatever. It's whoever's up,
all for one, one for all.
Yeah.
Rexy loves this. There's a lot of leadership talk. Leadership. That's right. It's awesome. Great culture in the offensive line room.
It's what the team's supposed to roll.
We're skipping over the Sixers today and the Flyers.
Yes. No, hey. But hey, life is full of surprises, some good, some not so good. That's why your State Farm agent is there with good neighbor service and surprisingly great rates for everyone. Yep, that's right. At State Farm, you get great service and great rates with every policy, so you can be prepared for all life surprises. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. When you want the real deal, call David Rousseau's State Farm Agency, 856-740-5012. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements. In our last segment here on 102.5 Fox Sports The Gambler for the Green Legion Radio Players Show, we go into Kick-Ass or Jackass.
Nice.
The New Year's edition with Michael Shut Up Diaz.
I think I got some good ones.
I think that Dave, the ghost of Dave Sodaro, is excited for whatever you have.
What the hell is Dave?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, sorry, Dave was wild. Just getting back.
Oh, God. Green Legion Radio, the Players Show, alongside Eagles offensive lineman Jack Driscoll. We'll be right back right after this.
Somebody wants to know where Dave.
Yeah. Quimby just said, "Where's Dave?"
So Dave's usually with us on the show. But last week we did Wednesday, so maybe he thought it was Wednesday.
Yeah, that's good.
The Tuesday night thing is.
That was weird.
You see Slap's response? Good question.
Great question.
Yeah, we were sorry that you went down, man. But like Hollis being undrafted, and you were not undrafted, but like when we saw, he went from UMass to Auburn. He must work hard. So then we all we're like,
Guys, we got 2 minutes till we're back on. What time do we go out? 57?
God, when I say so.
Yeah, so that's great. We're
When I say
big fan.
I appreciate it.
Hey, Diaz.
Just blowing bugs, take it day by day.
Hey, Jack, before we dive into Kick-Ass or Jackass, I want to ask you about the Giants game from this past weekend. And I want to talk to you about the upcoming game against the football team. I got a couple questions because we got plenty of Kick-Ass and Jackass, but I want to dive into
That's
this
fine.
with you real quick. Okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
My kick-ass Jackass. I don't even know what's up.
Yeah, but I want to fill you in and not have to, surprise you with it. Yeah.
You tell me something about that. We reserve that right. That's you. That's what I'm here for.
The backbone of Green Legion Radio. Oh, it's Frank Thomas.
Knowing he's half the battle.
Sweet.
No.
How do you like Philly?
So far so good.
Close to your family?
Yeah, it's only about like 3.5 hours.
That's good. Did you get to go see them like for Christmas, Thanksgiving?
Yeah, they came up.
Did you see the Jets game? No, the Giants game. Giants game. So that was right after Thanksgiving.
I am. Jack, where do you live at? Around here.
I'm over in Old City.
Old City?
Yeah, so I mean, it's like 5 minutes.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You live on
I
your
lived
own, or do you
there.
have a roommate?
I live alone.
I lived there from like 05 to 10. It's great. It's great. It's awesome.
It's awesome. It was weird.
I never had a roommate.
It was weird last year too. COVID was like, you
Oh yeah, you moved to a city. You can't do shit. Yeah.
So that was fun.
Now you have you can go out have dinner and
Yeah. So it's nice to see you.
yeah. 10 seconds. All right.
We'll start when you want.
Welcome back to the Green Legion Radio Player Show here on 102.5 Fox Sports The Gambler, live from the Finn, formerly Mad Rex by the Fillmore. And just another friendly reminder here for you guys, and make sure you guys come on down and hang out with us here for the New Year's Eve party this Friday evening. I used to have the card here, but but it's okay. All right, I already told everybody what to expect here on Friday night. Jeff has a fantastic operation over here. It's going to be a lot of fun. 10 to 2 is the party. They're doing seating at 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. The food sounds spectacular, especially Tank over there, the triple chocolate. Triple chocolate. Oh, man. The food is fantastic here at the Finn. You guys need to make your way on down and get some food from them here today. It's awesome. Great experience. You guys will love it. So, Jack, before we dive into kick-ass or jackass, give us your assessment of the Giants game from the sidelines. I'm assuming you were down the sidelines. I know injured players, like, can you guys go down the sidelines? I know in previous regimes you couldn't.
Yeah, but for me, because I'm in a cart, it's tough because if someone came out of bounds.
And they rolled over them?
Yeah, we were going to be able to get out of the way. So I was watching the locker room.
Okay.
Yeah, but, it was a great team win. It was a little bit of a slow start, but, our guys answered the call. And in the second half, it was, there was never any doubt in anyone's mind about who was going that game, especially once Ronnie's kick was huge, his punt return was huge, and just you could feel the momentum, and it was just kind of like, it's tough. Those guys, it's a lot to ask for. They're playing on Tuesday and they got to play on Sunday. That's tough. And they're playing big games and we need to win. We need to win every game that we have. So it was great to see us go out and dominate and say,
at the beginning of the show, we were talking with Tank about what happens in the locker room with the adjustments that are being made. Tank had stated for us, like, when you go into the locker room at halftime, it's okay, hey, offensive's over here, defense is over here. You're going through the adjustments with the defensive and offensive coaches. You being in the locker room during the course of the game, take us through the halftime adjustments that were going on. Is it still like that? Like how Coach Sirianni runs it? Like, hey, we're going to split up the offense and defense. Does he give a 2-minute speech before you guys go back out in the field? What's that experience like? Because it seems like he's really good at those halftime adjustments.
Yeah, that is one area that we've done a really good job at this year, is being able to make those adjustments, which is so crucial, to be a good team and to win games against good teams, because they're not going to do what you think they're always going to do. They know what we always said, they know what we know, so they're going to do what they're doing and take us off our game. They don't want us to run the ball. It's hard to win the game when you run up over 200 yards rushing, so we're going to some fun looks. It's tough. That's one area that's different in college is. College halftime is 20 minutes, and NFL is only 13, so it's kind of like everyone gets in there quick. You give your immigration stuff, you get a little snack, and then
oh man, House is coming back. He's retiring.
Get a hot dog or soft pretzel, something like that.
Piece of pizza. What kind of snacks do you guys have?
They got everything from like energy chews, or they got oatmeal protein bites, pretzels.
Healthy.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen the Snickers and hot dogs.
All you have to do is go next year and look at
Well, Jack's going to write that down and put it in the suggestion box.
Yeah.
Don't put it in the suggestion box.
You can put anonymous on there.
What you do is you just say, hey, I need another shoe, and walk back to
The equipment guy. Yeah.
Oh, hot dogs, huh? And chicken fingers.
Tender and delicious.
Yes, yeah.
Jack, I know you kind of said it about with the Giants game, how you go from Tuesday to Sunday. Now you go from Tuesday to Sunday, and now you got to face the team that you played on Tuesday again this upcoming Sunday. You got 2 games against the same team in a span of 12 days. What changes in your preparation? Like, does anything really change in your preparation between those 2 games? It's not a lot that changes in that short amount of time, outside the fact that the football team got smoked on Sunday night. They might be a little bit more motivated this upcoming Sunday.
Yeah, it's important for us to look at what went right last time against the Washington football team, and then also look at these games are must win. Both teams, it's like this is it. It's each game is a playoff game from here on out. So we know that they're going to come and that they're going to be ready to go at their place. So. You just got to look at the matchups. Look at, like I said, what were like teams? Did they give us any looks that we weren't really expecting? How did they react to different personnel, different formations, and then
more than likely a different quarterback too. At least one of the 2 are going to be starting in place outside of we were calling him Gilbert Godfrey on the show leading up to it. But yeah, what's eating Gilbert great? But yeah, you got to take into effect that you're going to have to watch film on Taylor Heineke. And then we'll see the other guy that they have, Allen. You got to be prepared for him as well. So, but yeah, it's unbelievable. You get those 2 games against the same team in the span of 12 days, and
But
very short turnaround.
yeah, it is a short time. The other part is, you think that they would come apart so much? Yeah, down in Dallas. Oh, you can see the fight on the sideline.
Oh, you didn't see him swinging at each other.
That was the point I thought you were going to get to, was them coming apart on the sideline. And I don't know how you, as a player, when I see that, I would think it compares in our favor, because those guys are not thinking about, no longer thinking about the game. They're thinking about getting the hell out of there one, and constantly fighting this guy again while we're on the field. So it was an interesting thing, because it was just like they were fighting each other, and it's like the Cowboys just looked at them like, okay, you don't want to play.
Yeah, I mean, I did see that. Yeah, I saw that. It's tough because when you're out there competing and things are, you're getting blown out, it's tough, and that's something that.
Wait a minute, but the one thing if you don't know, you better know. You don't touch another man unless you're ready to defend yourself.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's like he pointed the other guy's head, and he thought the devil was going to be hit. Really?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like I said, with that one, it's tough because it's not a finger point and all that. And,
No, that was a finger touch.
Touch it, yeah.
And I know they played. I mean, I don't know what years they were there, but they won't both went to Bama. So they're making the assumption that they have.
Oh, here we go. We're waiting for the Auburn Bama. We're so nice to your Alabama teammates. Earlier, I was waiting for when the rivalry will come out here. What about these Alabama teammates?
I mean, I was just getting to the point where, like, I'm sure they're, they were probably super close. They'd obviously been through a lot in college, and they played together in Washington after a few years. So, I mean, it's tough. Like I said, sometimes things get heated, and there deals where just you gotta try to keep composure, but it happens. It's just something.
Won't happen here, right?
No.
No, yeah. Good culture in the offensive and defensive line.
All right, so Diaz is prepping himself here for New Year's kick-ass or jackass. But real quick, we had in that seat the ghost of Dave Spadaro here this evening. Apparently, he had holiday obligations, and he already told Quimby about that a couple weeks ago. So I'm just glad to know that Dave didn't get into a bicycle accident on the way over here.
Yeah, he's always here all the time. So we knew there was some misunderstanding.
And
George Allen? George Allen, like isn't that a Bears person? Or Washington guy?
He was a field goal kicker. They named it that because he was automatic 118.
Gotcha.
All right, Diaz, take it away.
Okay, kick-ass or jackass. So Jack, we always end the show with this: kick-ass or jackass. Basically, a couple statements. There is no wrong answer, but don't get it wrong. The answer is either kick-ass or jackass, however you feel about it.
It's however you feel. Don't listen to this guy.
You can plead the fifth, though, if it's something that you don't.
All right, so we're going to do a New Year's Eve kaja. New Year's Eve kick-ass or jackass. We'll start with Jack.
The football team a couple weeks ago.
We'll start with Jack and Sam if she feels
I'm here.
like talking into the microphone.
I'm here.
All right, so New Year's Eve kick-ass or jackass, Mr. Jack Driscoll. Kick-ass or jackass? The Times Square ball drop.
Jackass. Because, I mean, for me, I just being a big guy, I just don't want to be getting bumped by, 100,000 people there, elbowing each other, and it just seems like a nightmare.
10. Kick-ass or jackass?
Exactly the reason you said it, jackass.
I don't want to be there for it, but I think it's kick-ass watching it on TV. I enjoy it.
You have to be there at 3 p.m. and not have a bathroom. That is jackass.
Sam, that is the correct answer. It is jackass, no bathroom.
There's a bathroom at my house while I'm watching it drop. It's good to go.
Okay, let's, how about this one? College football bowl game marathon betting. Kick-ass or jackass? Jackass.
I don't gamble, not really too into all that, but
Plus, you're not allowed.
yeah,
Yes.
So Diaz is jackass for asking.
Normally, Dave would be first, and he would abstain.
My point of view, I'll go jackass, but then I'm going to also kick ass because I do love to see basketball all the time. My Alabama just Tuesday afternoon, just turn on a game and get to see two teams who have contracting styles. So it's always fun.
Right on. 10.
Kick ass.
All day football, any football, kick ass.
Kick ass. It's a way to get even if you're down for the year, like me. All right, now, Jack, you're new to Philadelphia. Last year was kind of a weird year, but we're gonna Philadelphia tradition, the Mummers Parade. Kick ass or jackass? Mummers Parade. Kick ass. Great answer. Tank, if you're with us.
I'm good with that.
Okay. All right.
I enjoy the Muppets Parade. It's good. Except for, at times there are people like single, people that you have to single them out.
Yeah, the jackasses that are in
They
it.
completely have a drink and make it less prepared for some people.
The half of 0.5% that ruin it for everybody.
That 0.5% is just one person that should be kicked to the teeth. But other than that, kick ass.
My poppy played the banjo, and my dad played the accordion. Back in the day when they used to play in the Mummers Day Parade, my birthday's January 2nd. So my dad had my mom wait to give birth to me until after his favorite string band had played.
So that explains a lot.
So
That explains a lot.
Explains a
So
lot.
you know, my mom's sitting there, she's like, "Are we good to go now?" So for my poppy, kick ass.
The music is kick ass, the drunk idiot is jackass.
What if you're participating as one of those drunk idiots?
I know that you're one of them, and it's still jackass.
All right, okay. Kick ass or jackass, Mr. Jack Driscoll? Kissing at midnight, kick ass or jackass?
I'm gonna take my whole stance on New Year's Eve.
All right.
Nothing really, it's not, never really got the whole New Year's Eve.
And
But on holiday, it's not,
I'm kind of with on that because everybody makes these New Year's resolutions that are gone by the 15th. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna do jack. I'm gonna be the same jerk that you see me. So you try to kiss me and I give you a trip right to the ribs, that lets you know that I was just trying to light the fireworks.
I guess that's jackass.
I guess. Yeah. When you brought up the kissing at midnight, it made me think of Slash's joke at the end of the pregame show the other day. Mistletoe, I prefer
Camel.
Jackass, though.
I'll go with jackass.
I agree, jackass. That's stupid. It's in movies, and I don't think it ever happens in real life.
Yes, I think we got time for two more. We got to be out of 58.
Okay, two more. Let's go to, how about this? NFL football on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. Jack Driscoll. Kick ass or jackass? House.
Look, both are jackasses because I'm partying the night before. And that next day, I'm going to be moved.
You know, next year, the NFL will have a full slate of games on Christmas and New Year's Day.
Ooh, that's rough, man.
Because it was on Saturday this year, it's going to be on Sunday next year.
Don't we have leap year or anything next year?
Which is great because no one watches basketball, the NBA, and Christmas anyway.
Is hockey even
Kick-ass all
on?
day, baby. Yeah, on New Year's Day it is.
Hey, Brett.
Super Sam, are you
Well,
with us?
He didn't answer the question. Was it kick ass or jackass?
It's sick ass.
Okay. Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, New Year's Day, New Year's Eve. I've been to games on all of them, and it's all kick ass.
That is correct. Kick ass. Whenever we have NFL.
One more, Diaz. Give me your best one.
All right, last one here. How about this? The all-you-can-eat or drink parties. You know, the $100 all-you-can-eat or drink parties with this.
Oh, that's what they're doing here.
No. This is a prefix dinner.
Okay.
We're talking about all-you-can-eat drink, like at like the old Finnegan's Wake or something like
This is the
that.
best one you got to end the show.
Some of the other ones aren't as good.
All right, hurry.
Yeah, we should just go and leave.
Kick ass or jackass, Mr. Jack Driscoll.
I'm an offensive lineman, now it's kick ass.
I don't even know what to say.
All-you-can-eat or drink parties
Damn Skippy.
for New Year's Eve.
Damn Skippy.
Kick ass.
I don't really drink, so
Sam, why do you always bring us down? The correct answer is kick ass, of course. Yeah.
So I'm telling you,
Does she look like she eats like the rest of us? I don't think so.
They're going to have to leave.
Man, Jack, really appreciate you joining us here on the Green Legion Radio Player Show. The Gambler. Awesome having you on, man. Really appreciate it. Great guest. And for the rest of the crazy characters here on 102.5 Fox Sports The Gambler, the Green Legion Radio Player Show, I'm Chris Sack alongside Super Sam Brady, Michael Shut Up Ears, Hollis Tank Thomas, and Slash the Gobbler back in the studio. We'll see you guys for the pregame show from the bus on the way to Washington, D.C. to FedEx Field this Sunday from 10 to 11. Make sure you guys are there with us as the Birds take on the You Teach Me To football team. Have a great rest of your evening. Go Birds!
Go Birds, baby!
Go Birds.
yeah.
Great job, Jack. Thanks, Flashy.
Sweet. Let's get a pick.
I know, I gotta close this out.
All right, buddy. We're gonna start shutting up shop. I'll talk to you later, buddy. You got that. See you. We gotta get our group photo together.
I know, I can't sign out.